Hello coding aliens, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code with Aki. In this video, we are going to talk about React model, and this will be the last part of this build. You guys have already watched the first two part. If not watched the first two part of the build, I will drop the link in the description. You guys will get all the parts of this Coda clone. This will be the last part, and in this part we will finish our whole project. We are only left with the backend Firebase stuff here. So in this build, we will only implement the backend Firebase stuff and the React model, how the model will be work. So this is the deployed version of the React Coda clone here. As you guys can see here, this is the link of the Coda clone that is lively hosted on the Firebase. Okay, I will show you the demo, what I am going to do here in this build. So as you guys can see here, we have this add question button. So now it's time to add some question or push the question on the database on the Firebase. So how we will do this? So simply click when I will click on this question, you will see there will be a pop-up here. So this is pop-up. This is because of the React model or the React model. You guys will get to learn how React pop-up will work, or React model pop-up will work, and how we will add this and how we will push a question or enter the question here and the link for any images here, and when we'll simply push that question on the Firebase. So this is the React pop-up here. So how we will do this? When I will click on this cancel, you will see here, so the pop-up has been closed here. There is the same pop-up React model pop-up here. So when I will click on the answer question, now you guys can see here we have the question. We have this question here asked by the user. Now you guys can see here this question is asked by the Code with Aki and the date for the question that has been added here. So basically this is a full-fledged Coda. Okay, when you guys can simply answer that question, and the answer will be simply popped up here. So I'm going to simply answer the question here. You can join my Telegram channel t.me. I'm going to simply pass the URL here, so that's why I'm going to simply push here t.me/code with Aki. This is my Telegram channel. If you guys have any queries, any questions, or any doubts regarding any build, you guys feel free to ask your question or queries here on the Telegram. I'm going to simply add that answer here. You will see the answer is added here. So as you guys can see here, we have added the answer with the user username and the date on what the answer is added here. So basically this is a full-fledged Coda here that you guys can see here. So now it's time to do the real coding stuff. How we'll do this? So this is the build that we have created yet or till from the last two part here. So we have these things here. We have done with the user authentication or the goal authentication here. Now this time we will add the feature of backend stuff here. So basically you guys can see here we have this navbar.js, and inside of this navigation bar we have a button for the add question here. So for this we will have to add the pop-up React pop-up here. So how will React model pop-up here? So how we will do this? So when we will click on this, you will see there is a pop-up here, model pop-up here. Okay, so I'm going to simply add that thing here. So inside of this build, you guys can see here. So first of all, to add the model, you guys have to simply import the model, and we have installed the dependency for React model earlier in the part 1. If you have not watched the part 1, I will you guys can simply check out the cards on the top right section of this of your screen. You will get the part 1 link from their cards here. So I'm going to simply import the model from the React model here. So we have this React model. Okay, so we have this React model and we have this model pop-up. Okay, so as you guys can see here, we will use a state here. How we will do this? You guys can see here we have, when we click on this add question here, you guys can see there is a pop-up here. When we will click on this cancel, the model is closed. Okay, so how we will add this? So I'm going to simply create a state here for the model pop-up and the close feature. So how we'll do this? So we have this open model. So I'm going to simply make a hook here. So open model, just like this, and set model, set model open, or set open model. Okay, not model open, set open model. Fine. Okay, so now I will use a use state. So we have this use state, and initially the model will be closed, so that's why I'm going to pass a boolean here, false here. Fine. Okay, so now as you guys can see here, we have this button, add question button. So on the button we will add a on click functionality here. So when we will have this on click, then we will fire an arrow function, empty arrow function here, just like this, and simply call the function set open model, and here we will simply update the state here for boolean true, just like this. So basically when the button is clicked, then we will simply open the model here. Now it's time to simply create a model. So how we will do this? So simply you guys have to grab inside of this div here. So I'm going to simply do the same thing here. So to add the model, it is just a simple, you guys have to simply create a model tag here, just like this, a simple tag that you are doing in HTML or a native HTML tags here, just like this. So we have this model. Inside of this model, it will take a bunch of properties here. So first property is open. So we will simply pass is open, the state that we have created earlier. So we have created this early state with the name of open model. So initially the model is false, so that's why this model is set to be false. So this is open, as you guys can see, is open is initially will be false, and the model when this components will load, the model will be set to null, set to false here. Okay, so that's why the model will not showing when the component will load. So is open, we have simply passed the open model state here on. Okay, so next we will have this close, we have to simply close the model also. So for this I'm going to simply add another feature or another parameter here for on the request close. So when on request close, we will simply update the state here. So we'll simply update the state by calling an arrow function here. So we'll simply update the state. So set model, set open model, and simply update the state to the false here. Okay, fine. So we have these things here. Next here we have these things here. Now here I'm going to simply add a div here to show you the exact coding inside of this. So I'm going to simply create a div here inside of this, and we'll simply give a model title, close this div. I'm going to simply close this div here. Fine. So close this div, and inside of this div I'm going to simply put an h5 tag here and simply close this. And inside of this h5 tag we will simply pass add question, just like this, add question. If you go to the deployed version, you guys can see here we have this add question here. Okay, so you guys can see we have this add question and the share link here. So how we will do this? So I will going to simply do the same thing here, as you guys can see on the screen on the left, on the right part of your screen here. So we have this h5 here. Okay, now I will simply add another div for the model body. So I'm going to simply create another div with the class name of model info, just like this. The home, the question is posted here. So as you guys can see, we have this model info here. So here we will simply pass p tag here for testing purpose, simply a testing purpose. So here we, inside of this p tag, I'm going to simply pass here a model body. You can see here. Now save this. Okay, go to your deployed version here. Okay, and when you click on this button, you will see there will be a model pop-up here. Okay, so here we have clicked on this. Now you guys can see here we have this model pop-up here. Okay, so model is not we have not styled the model yet, so that's why it is looking ugly here. So as you guys can see here, this is the model pop-up here. Now it's time to simply close this model. So how we will do this? So see, inside of this div I'm going to add, or simply I'm going to create a button here. So that button will simply close the model. So how we'll do this? So simply inside of this create a button element here, and here inside of this I will add a on click functionality. So when on click, we will simply set the set the state of the model to the back to the false here, just like this, and simply we will give here a close. Now save this. Okay, now you will see there will be a button with the close. When we will click on this close button, now you will see the model will be closed. So now you guys can see the model is closed here. So this is the exact thing that we are going to do here. So we have successfully created a model pop-up here and simply add the full-fledged functionality here. Now it's time to simply add a bunch of things here. As you guys can see, we have this very styled model here with a very nice overlay here on the model. You guys can see here we have a nice hover effect on the add question, the share link. We have the user information. The question is asked by home user. We have this input field for the question, and we have the link field for adding the question here, and we have a simple add question. Is when we will click on this add question, the question will be simply posted on the Firebase. So that's the full thing that we are going to do in this build here. So how we will do this? So you guys have to simply first style the model here. So as you guys can see here, we have a very ugly looking model here. So I'm going to simply add a inline styling for the model here. So for this model, as you guys can see here, we have two things here: is open, and we have set the is open to the initially to the false, and we have on request close. So we have called a function here on request close a set model to the false. Okay, so I'm going to simply add another. I'm going to simply add another properties. Okay, as you guys can see here, we have this model. When we will click on outer side of the screen, the model is automatically be closed here. So that's the thing that we are not that we want. We don't want these things. So when we click on the screen, rest of the screen, despite from this model, you guys will see the model is closed here. So how to avoid this these things here, or this is how to remove these things. So basically here inside of this model properties, you guys have to simply add another property that is a should close overlay click. So should, I will simply pass here should close overlay click, and here we will simply pass a boolean of false, and it will when you will save this, you will see the model will be not closed when we click on the rest outer part of the screen here. As you guys can see here, when we click on this outer part of the screen or the outer part of the model here, you will see it is not closed. But when you will click on the escape button, the model will be closed. So here I will click the escape button. Now you guys can see here the model is closed here. Okay, so when I will click the escape button, the model will be closed here. Okay, so that's the things that we are going to do here. So basically we have these things here. Fine. Next we have to style the model here. So I'm going to simply add a bunch of inline styling here. So I'm going to simply add a inline style tag style properties here. So we have this style, and we will do in a JSX way of styling here. So we'll simply give the width of 700 width, and we'll give the width of 700, height of 6 height height of 600. Okay, so width of 700, height of 600. We'll give the background color of RGBA of 0,000. Very nice tincture of black color here. So RGBA of 000, and we will simply wrap it inside a string. Okay, so wrap it inside a string here. Fine. Next we have this background color. Now I'm going to simply give a G index here, so it will be always on top here. So we have this G index, and for this we will simply pass a positive of 1000. So it will be always on the top here. So we'll simply give a top of, I will simply center the model here. So how we will center this? So we will simply move it to the top of the 50%, and left of also the 50%. Okay, so we have this top of 50%, left of okay, put a comma. Fine. So we have this top of 50%, left of 50%. When you will save this, you will see it will be pushed to the very bottom of the screen. Okay, I'm going to simply refresh this. You will see the exact model. Okay, I'm going to simply open the model here. Okay, so I think there is the model is not styling is not applying on this model, so fix this issue first of all here. Okay, I think the styling is not applying here because we are not passing on where we are going to simply apply these styles. So for this you guys have to simply wrap it inside overlay, because we are going to add the style for the overlay here. So we have this overlay here, so we have this overlay, and here we'll simply wrap each and everything inside of this overlay. Now okay, so now save this. Okay, you will see the model will be pushed to the left section. Now you guys can see here there the model is pushed. So this is not the exact way that we want these things to be appeared here. So how we'll fix this thing? So here we'll simply pass your margin top of minus 300 pixel, and margin left of negative of minus of 350 pixel, just like this. Put the commas at the top. Now save this. You will see it will be now in a center. Okay, so you guys can see here it is in a center here. Okay, so this is the exact model that we are guys want here. Now click on the close. You will see the model is closed here. Okay, so we have this model here. Fine. Now next we have these things here. Okay, so now we are going to simply add a bunch of functionality, or the same model that you guys can see here. This is the exact model that we are going to achieve here inside here. So here we have a model title with the add question here. We have another h5 tag here, so I'm going to simply add another h5 tag, and here we will simply pass a share link. This is the exact way of doing this. Okay, inside of this model information we have this avatar section here. So instead of this hard-coded model body here, so I'm going to simply push add here avatar. We have this avatar here, and we have this avatar, and avatar will have a class name. So simply give a class name here. So that's why it will be easy for us to simply style that avatar here. So we have this avatar. Fine. So now we have this avatar, and it will have a source for the image here. So we will pass the source here with user dot photo. So home the user if the user has passed the photo here, so simply there will be a photo of the user. Okay, so we have this avatar here with the user photo here. Okay, next you guys can see here we have the name of the user here. So we will pass the name of the user. So I will do this. So I will simply wrap it inside a p tag here. So we have this p tag here. So inside of this we will simply pass user dot display name. If there if the display if the user have the display name, then show the display name of the user, or if simply display the email of the user if the display name is not there. Okay, so there you guys can see here we have this name. After that we have this asked here. Now you guys can see here we have these things here. So we have this asked, and after that you guys can see here I'm going to simply create another div, and we will simply wrap it these things here. So inside of this div, so we have this div here. Okay, so we'll simply give a class name. So I will give a class name model scope here. So we have this people alt outlined icon. So we have this people alt outlined icon. Okay, fine. So we have this people alt outlined icon. We have you guys can see here we have a p tag with the public here. So simply push a public here. Okay, next we have an icon for the expand mode. So we have this expand mode icon. So expand mode. Okay, so expand mode just like this. So simply import it from the React icons here, material UI icons, not React icons. Okay, so we have this expand mode icon, and next we have these things here. Fine. Next, you guys can see here we have an input field here, so I'm going to simply add and create another create an input field here. So we have this input field. We'll give a div class name. So we have this input field here. So for the input field, we have this model field link, and here we will create an input tag here inside of this. So you guys can see here we have these things here. So we are going to add as you guys can see here we have this input field here. So I will use input of the we'll simply import the input from the React. We will simply import this input field from the material UI code. So here simply import the input field from the material UI code here. So we have this input, and inside of this input we will have type of text. Okay, so we have this type of text. Okay, we will add the on change functionality. So we have this on change. So I will add when we will create the state, then we will update these things here. We'll simply give a placeholder here. So placeholder will be, as you guys can see here, we have the same placeholder that the Quora has. So start your question with just like this. Start your question with what. Okay, put it this with okay, what, how, and why. Okay, I'll put these things here. Why? Fine. So we have these things here. Okay, so next we have etc. So simply put etc here, just like this. Okay, so we have this placeholder here. Now save this. You will see the you will see all these things here will rendering on the screen that we have added here. Okay, so we have these things here. So now you guys can see we have this input field, we have this scope here, we have the avatar of the user space of the photo here, we have the display name here, and each of the following things here. Okay, so now next you guys can see we have a link tag here, and another options for here. So I'm going to simply grab this div here and paste it here. So next we have a model field link. Okay, so we have this model field. Okay, so we have this model field. Okay, I'm going to simply make it okay, so we have this model field, and now we have this model field link, just like this. So here we will use a link icon here. So we will have this link icon. So simply import it from the material UI icons here. So we have this link icon, and then we have this input field, and we will simply update the placeholder. So we will have this optional. So optional include a link that gives context. Okay, so we have these things here. Next we have these things here. So now next we have these divs. We have this div here. Okay, next, as you guys can see here, we have two buttons here. So I'm going to simply create another div for the buttons here. So I'm going to simply create a div for the button. So here I'm going to simply create another div class name. So here we will simply give a class name of the here. So we have a buttons here. So we have this button model buttons. Okay, just like this. So simply close this div here. Fine. So we have this model buttons here. Okay, so inside of this we have this button of the on click. You guys can see here we have this button close button and the add question button. So we will grab this button and bring it inside of this div here. So we have this button here, and next we have another button here. So here we will add another button tag here, button element here. So we have this button element, and inside of this we have an add question here. So we will simply give a type of submit, so that way it will work when we will hit the enter button here. So we will pass here the type of submit here. Okay, next we will give a class name here. So simply give a class name, and here we'll class name will be add here, just like this. Okay, now we have this add question. So add question and get rid of this. Okay, so we have this add question. Now save this. So we have a full-fledged model here. Now is now the only thing that is left here, the only thing that is left here is the styling here. So grab a navbar.css, okay, and here we will simply do all the stylings here. So navbar.css, so here we have this navbar.css, and here we will simply put all the, or we'll simply style them, style the model here, all the elements of the model here. So as you guys can see here, this is the exact CSS for the exact looking model. As you guys can see here, we have simply pasted the code for the CSS here because it will take a lot of time here. So my main focus is on how we will add these things or functionality here. So that's why we are simply paste the code from my GitHub repository. If you guys want this code, so simply we'll drop the link in the description. You will get the exact code, exact CSS code here. I'm going to simply scroll it from top to bottom, so that's you guys can simply pause the screen and will simply note all this CSS stuff here. So we have this model title here. So we have model title, we have simply targeted the h5 tag, we have this model info. Inside of this we have this p tag, we have this model scope, and all these things here. Okay, so we have this model CSS here. Okay, so I'm going to simply scroll it from down to up also. So as you guys can see here, we have these things here. So I'm going to simply shape this. Now you will see a styled model here. So the exact looking model that we are that we want here. So as you guys can see here, this is not the exact thing that we are seeing here. So there will be something change here. So I'm going to simply fix this out here first of all. So we have fixed the issue here in the CSS here. So we have added the extra div, so that's why all the things here are in the row here. So we have fixed these things here. Okay, so we have this model, the exact looking model, as you guys can see here, both of these things here. So we have this model. Okay, so fine. Now next our main motive is to okay, as you guys can see here, we okay, so we don't have this link here. So I will simply grab these things here. So first of all, go at the top here. So we will have the link also. So not in from the material code, I will simply import the link from the icons. Okay, so we will import the link from the material UI icons. So here I'm going to simply import the link icon from material icon / link. Okay, so here go at the bottom here, you guys can see it, we have this link, and instead of this link we'll simply give a link icon here, link icon. Now save this, you will see the link icon will be added here. Okay, so we have these things here. Now it's time to simply push a question or simply add the question directly on the Firebase. Okay, so how we will do this? So first of all, here you guys can see here, I'm going to simply set a state for the input field here. So how we will do this? So here at the top here, so simply add here input here and simply set the input here, and initially both of these will be both of these will be empty string here. So we have this input for the question, and we will create another state for the input URL for the here. So simply set input URL, just like this. Simply set the state also here to an empty string here. So fine, we have these things here. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have a first input field, as you guys can see at the very bottom. Now you guys can see we have this first input field for the question here. So I will simply add a value for here. So we have this value, and for the value we have this input. Okay, and we will simply add a property of on change. So for the on change we will simply call a function, another empty arrow function here. So we'll simply set input, and we'll simply set the input here. So e dot target dot value. So here we will have this event. So I'm going to simply create e object here. So you guys can see here we have this input field here. I will simply shed these things, grab this thing and replicate this for the another input that we have, the link that we will have this for the link here. So I'm going to simply replicate this here for the link also. So we have this input, and for input we have this input URL. and here we will simply set the input URL with the target value here. So this is the exact thing that we are going to do here. Now it's time to simply add a question. Add a question here. This will simply push this question directly to the Firebase. So here as you guys can see here, we have a add button here. So add question here. So I will simply add a on click functionality here. So here we have this. Okay, so we will have this on click. So here we'll call a function handle question. So we'll simply create a function handle question just like this, and here at the top we will simply define that function here. So here we will have a question with the handle so const handle question, and here we'll create an arrow function where it will be in object here, and here inside of this handle question we will simply push that question to the Firebase. So first of all, to any pre-refreshing feature or any browser enabled refreshing feature, we will simply prevent this. So we will simply add a prevent e.prevent default. So for any browser enabled refreshing here, so here we have this e.prevent default. Okay, so when we will click on this button, then we will simply push that question directly to the Firebase, and we'll simply close that model also. So how we will do this? So here we will simply set or simply update the user update the model state to the false here. So that's why the model will be closed here. So we will simply set the model to the false here. Okay, now we will simply push that question directly to the database. So if we have this question, just like this, so here you guys can say we have this question that is passed here. So I'm going to simply make this a required. So that's why when you guys will simply push the question, so it will simply ask the user to fill that thing that it will be a necessary to pass us some questionnaire. So I'm going to simply inside of this input field, I will simply add a properties of required. Okay, so basically this is the exact thing that we are going to do in here. Okay, so we have these things here. Now it's time to simply push that question to the Firebase. So how we will do this? So as you guys can see here, we have simply created a DB object. So you guys have to simply use that DB object that is for the Cloudflare store here. So I'm going to simply import that DB here from the Firebase. So db.collection. So here we will simply create a collection with the name of questions here. So we have this collection with the questions here. Okay, so we have this db collection, and we have these questions here, and here we will add function here, and we will simply push that question directly to the database. So how we will push the question? So simply we have this questions here. So we have this question, and for the question we have this input. So this is the input that the user has passed inside of this field here. So we have this input field with the question here. So we will simply push that question object to the Firebase, and the value for that is the input here. So we have this question. Okay, so we will add a timestamp here. So when will the question will be pushed to the when the question will be added here? So we will simply use a timestamp here. So for the timestamp, we will import the Firebase, the actual Firebase that we have installed here. So I'm going to simply import the Firebase here. So here we will do this. So import Firebase from the actual Firebase, not the local Firebase that you have created, the firebase.js. So I'm going to simply use the actual Firebase here. So we have this timestamp. For the timestamp, okay, I think here put a comma here. Okay, so we have this Firebase. So Firebase dot okay, not Firebase, it is Firebase. So Firebase dot here, and we will have this Firestore, and here with the Firestore we have this field value. So we have this field value, and we will have a server timestamp. So we will have this server timestamp, and this will be create a timestamp. It doesn't depend on the upon the time here. So what is the exact timing of the server, then that respective time will be simply pushed to the Firebase. So we have this question, and we have this time, and we will simply add the user also here. So we have a bunch, we have the user also here, so that's why we have the push the user directly to the Firebase. It will simply enable us to exactly authenticate, or will simply enable us to analyze the whom the user have the question has been pushed on the Firebase. So it will simply detect that user and will simply push that user on the Firebase. So that's why it will be easy for us to uh, get the things, get the thing that this question is pushed by this user or the other user. So that's why we are simply passed the user state also here inside of this. So we are done with this. Okay, so now it's time to simply push some question directly to the Firebase. So how we will do this? So after this, here you guys can see here we have this DB here, and now we'll simply set the input. Here we have this input. I will simply set both of these things to back to the empty here. Okay, when we'll push this data directly to the Firebase. So after this we will simply push these things here. So we have this set input, and we'll simply set input URL to an empty string after all the things we are done with this. Okay, so now the last thing here is to simply save this. Okay, I'm going to simply open a Firebase here. So we have this firebase.google.com. okay, I will show you the exact thing, or the behind scene of this of the exact thing that are going here. So you guys will see a backend scene here, or behind the scene, the exact coding that you guys have done, the exact coding here, and you guys will see a real time data fetch or real time data upload to the Firebase or the on the cloud here. So one more thing that we have left here. So we have this image URL here. So we will simply add an image URL and here, just like this. Okay, so here we have this input URL for the image URL. Okay, not input. So we have this input URL. Okay, so we have these things here. Now save this. Okay, so it's time to simply so I'm going to simply grab this tab here and put it here, so that it will be easy for you guys to simply distinguish between both of these things here. So we have this Quora clone here. Okay, so I'm going to simply, okay, so we have these things here. I'm going to simply, there you guys can see here we have this model pop-up here. Okay, so I'm going to simply add a question here. So I'm going to simply add a question with the name here. So what how do we contact with CodeWithTheKey? So this is the question. How do we contact with CodeWithTheKey? Okay, so I'm going to simply grab the URL. Okay, cancel this first of all. Okay, I'm going to simply grab the URL from here. So grab the URL of the image here. Okay, so here inside of this we'll simply push the URL here, and when we'll click on this add question, you guys will see the question will be pushed to the cloud here on the backend here. You guys can see here, when we click on this add, the pop-up is closed automatically and everything is vanishes away. Now it's time to simply show this. So I'm going to simply refresh this. You will see here the exact scene behind this. So I'm going to simply refresh this here page here. Okay, and you will see the question will be pushed on the Firebase here, and I'm going to simply push one more question to show you the exact real coding behind this here. Okay, so you guys can see here it is refreshing. Now you guys can see here we have a collection here, and we have this collection with the name of question, and we have a unique ID generated here, and we have all the bunch of stuff that we have passed through the model is pushed to the database. So this is the really insane, guys. This is the exact thing that we are going to achieve in this specific part of this build. So we have successfully pushed the question directly to the Firebase on the cloud here. Okay, so this is the really insane features of the Firebase. I'm going to simply push another question here. So I'm going to simply add another question here. I'm going to simply add a question. Let's copy some question. Which 10 things we should never do? So I'm going to simply add a question, or I'm going to simply add a question with the, so tell me guys any idea for for the next clone video. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, so here we will simply grab any URL. So I'm going to simply grab any URL. So I'm going to simply grab this URL. Okay, push this. Okay, so the my main motive is to focus to grab your all the attentions here. So when we will add this question, or when we will hit the enter button, you guys will see the unique ID will be generated here, and all the bunch of steps you guys will see exactly the same way as you guys can see here. And I will not refresh this page after this. So this will be a real time, in a cloud way. So I'm going to simply hit the enter button here. Okay, so now you will see a unique ID is generated here with all the bunch of stuffs that we are added in the React model here. So this is the thing that we are using here. We have this timestamp, we have this question here. So tell me guys, any idea for the next clone video? We have the URL for that respective image here. We have the user the question is added by home user. So we have this photo URL, UID, email, and the display name. So we have this bunch of things here you guys can see here. So this is the exact thing that we are going to achieve in this part, this specific part of this build. So we have half done in this part of this build. So I'm going to simply grab this and put the tab here. So we have these things here. So now it's time to simply fetch these things, or simply as you guys can see here, we have to simply update this hard-coded text, or simply grab this grab this information from the Firebase, or simply render that question on the on this post screen here. So how we will do this? So for this, you guys can see here we have these things here. So how we will do this? So let's go back to your feed.js. So here we have this feed.js, and here we have this post here. So we will simply add this post here. So for that we will use props, something that you guys will know when you are coding in the React. So we will know about the props here. So here inside of this post here, I'm going to simply create an state for the posts here. So we have this post. So we have this posts, and we'll simply create a set posts. Okay, just like this. Initially it will have an empty array. So use state will be here. We will pass an empty array here because we have a bunch of posts here. So this is the exact way of doing this. So pay attention here guys. We have done in this build. I'm going to simply import the use state here. So use state, fine. So we have this use state here. Now it's time to simply fetch all the information from the Firebase. So here for this I'm going to simply use the use effect here. So we have this use effect, which is another powerful hook here. So we have this use effect here. Hit the enter button here. Okay, so inside of this use effect we are guys going to grab the posts here. So we have this use effect here. So this is the exact thing that we are going to do in the use effect here. So inside of this use effect we will grab the posts from the Firebase. So we have this DB, or inside of this DB we have a collection. So inside of this collection, and inside of the collection of the questions, okay, and here we will simply rearrange the question, and we'll simply order it by a timestamp. The question is added according to the timestamp, and we'll simply sort it out in a descending order. Means that the question that is pushed by latest will be rendered at the last, and will be simply shown it as a first on the screen here. So we have this db.collection, and we have this order by here. Now we will use on snapshot functionality here, which is a very powerful thing. On snapshot. Okay, so on a snapshot will simply if you guys go back to here, you guys can say, so on a snapshot will simply grab this unique ID here, and on a snapshot will function, and after that we will use a map functionality to map each and every documents here, unique ID here, and here we'll simply do these things here. So on snapshot will grab this unique ID, and will simply simply make a copy of exact same id inside of this function straight here, and after that we will use the map functionalities to render all these things here. So how we will add these things? So where will create an object for the snapshot here, so snapshot, and here we will call an arrow function here. So here on a snapshot we have this set posts. So we have this set post, and inside of this we have this snapshot dot we have this snapshot dot docs and docs dot map, and we will use the map functionality to render or simply iterate over the respective things, as you guys see on your screen here. So we have this map functionality here, and we will simply create an object of the docs here, and here so we have this map here, and we have this doc here, and now we will render or simply grab the id. Okay, so we will simply grab the id. So we will have this id. So for this id we have this doc.id, and we have the data. So for this we have this doc.data. Okay, so here instead of this data I will simply change the, here we'll simply change the name to the question here, just like this. So we have these things here. Okay, so we have this id and we have this data here. Now it's time to simply render these things here. So how we will do this? So inside of this here we have a post. Okay, so we have a post here, just like this, posts dot, and we'll use a map, and here inside of this we have id and we have question. Okay, we have id and we have this question. We'll create an arrow function here. Okay, and we'll render this post inside of this, and we'll simply pass and pass the parameters or pass the properties here inside of this. So here we have this post here. Okay, so here we will have a key which is a unique id. You guys can see here we have a key with, here we have this unique id. We'll have an id with exactly the name of the id. Next you guys can see here we have this image url here. So we have this image here. So for the image we have a question. Okay, for the image we have this question dot and image url. Okay, so we have this question dot image url here. Fine. So next we have this question. So for the question we will have the question dot question dot question, just like this. Next we have a timestamp here. So we have this, okay, we have this timestamp. So for this timestamp we have this question dot timestamp, and all these things will simply pass as an object here. Okay, so we have a bunch of things. We have one or two more way to do this. So I'm going to simply pass all these things as an object here. Okay, you guys will simply pass these things as an object, or we have another feature for this also. So we have this user. So for this user we'll simply add a Quora user, like this, Quora user. For the user we'll simply pass the user here, just like this, question dot user. Okay, so we have these things here. So now save this. It's time to simply go back to your post.js, and here inside of this post.js we will simply pass all these props here. So how we will do this? So here we will simply destructure this using using ES6 feature destructuring here. So we have this id, we will have this question. Okay, we have this image, we will have this image, we have this timestamp, we have this user. So we have this Quora user, just like this, Quora user. Okay, so here you guys can see we have this avatar. So for this avatar we will simply pass source here. So source will be simply pass the source user, Quora user. Okay, so we have this Quora user, or inside of this we have this photo url here. You guys can see we have this photo url. Okay, so we have this photo url. So Quora user dot photo. Okay, simply we have this Quora user dot photo. Okay, so next we have this time username. So for the username, we'll simply pass here the display name here. So if the user have the display name, then push the display name, or simply push the email of the user. So if there if okay, I'm going to simply push it like this. So we have this user Quora user dot display name. So if the user have the display name, then render the display name, copy this. Okay, so render the display name. Okay, if the user have if the user have don't have the username, don't have the display name, then simply render the email of the user. So simply render the email here, just like this. So we have these things here. Okay, so it's time to simply show you the exact coding of this. So here you guys can see we have these things here. So here now I'm going to simply refresh save this. You will see here a bunch of stuff will be updated here. Okay, so you guys can see here we have this post here, and the photo URL of the user state is updated, the name is updated. Now it's time to simply render the timestamp here. So for this timestamp, you guys can see here, so here you guys can see here we have this timestamp. So here for the timestamp we will simply convert the timestamp into exact into a date and the time here. So how we will do this? So we have this timestamp. So timestamp and timestamp dot to date, will simply change it to date, and we'll simply change it to locale string. So here we will simply change it to the locale string. Now save this. You will see the timestamp will be updated here, 3 February 2021, and the time here. Okay, so next we have this question. So instead of this question, hard-coded question, so here you guys have to simply push a question here, just like this. So we have this question. Now save this. The question will be updated here. Now you will see there will be a question here. Okay, so we have this, tell me guys any idea for the next clone video. Okay, so we have this question, and the next question here, how do we contact with Code with Aki? So we have these questions here. Okay, next we have this URL of the image. So here we have the hard-coded URL of the image. So instead of this hard-coded URL or the source of the image, we'll simply have an image here. So pass an image here, just like this. Now save this. You will be see the image will be rendering on the screen here. Okay, so we are done with this. So we have successfully fetched the image and everything from the Firebase, and now you guys can see here we have these things here fetched here. Okay, so we have these things here. So go back to your feed.js, and here you guys can see here we have these things here. Okay, so now I'm going to simply add another question, and we'll show you the exact thing. You will see the exact question will be posted in front of your screen. So I'm going to simply add another question here. So here for the question, I'm going to simply add another question: which is the best programming language in 2021? Okay, so here for this, I'm going to simply grab a URL for any grab the URL of any image here. So I'm going to push the here. Now add the question here. You guys can see here we have this question, and we have pushed this question directly on the Firebase, and the question is rendering on the screen also in the same time or in the meantime. So this is the best programming language in 2021, or you guys can simply answer your view on this best programming language for your okay. So you will simply answer or simply comment down your favorite programming language. Okay, so we have these things here. So we have added the question here. So we have done with our we have done with our add questions functionality here. Now it's time to simply answer that question. So how we will do this? So here for that we guys have to create a state for the question. So there comes the redux stuff here. So we will do the redux stuff for the question here. So here inside of this, now I'm going to simply do the redux stuff here. So inside of this features, you guys can see we have this user.slice. Now it's time to simply create another file here of JS file here. So question slice here. So for that we will simply create a create a state for the question. So we have this user slice, and after this we have this question slice. So I'm going to simply grab the everything from the user slice and paste it down the question slice. Now we will do or we will simply edit this file here. So here inside of this question slice, so we will have a name here. So for the name, we'll simply change the name to the question. Here instead of this user slice, we will simply update it with the question slice. And here instead of this user, we will have a question ID. So we will have this question ID, and initially it will be null. We will have a question name, exact question name. So we will have this question name. So it will be also be null here initially. So inside of this reducer, I will simply I'm going to simply create a reducer with the set question info. So here we will simply set this for the question info, just like this. And here we will have this question info, and here we will simply have this state, and we will have a state, and we will have action, or just like this. Okay, so we will have this state, we will have this action. Okay, I'm going to simply create an arrow function here. Okay, so we have this set question info here, but inside of this we will I'm going to simply set the question ID. Okay, so we have this question ID. So for the question ID, we will simply set the state here. So we have this state dot question ID is equal to state dot question ID. Okay, just like this. Next we have this state dot question name. So for the question name, we will have this state dot question dot, okay, not question ID, question dot question name. Okay, in here add these things here also. So we have this question dot question ID. So we have created a state for the question ID and for the question name here. Okay, you guys can see here. So here inside of this reducer, we will use the payload functionality here, and after that we will export the question ID and the question name. So how we will do how we will achieve this? So these things will be done after when we use the export here, just like this here. So we have this select user. So here instead of this, we will add a select question ID. Okay, we have this select question ID, and here instead of this user, we will simply add a question, and here after this question, we will simply push a question ID, just like this. Here we will simply use a action dot payload functionality. So we have this action dot, instead of this question, we have this action dot payload. Okay, just like this, we will have this action dot payload, and the same things will be done with this. So grab this and paste it here. So we have this next we have this user slice here. So for this user slice, we will simply change it for the question slice. Okay, and here we will have this set question info. So we will have this set question info, just like this. Okay, so we have this question set question ID here. So you guys can see we have this set question ID, and the same thing for the set question name. So I'm going to simply grab this and simply replicate it here. Okay, so here instead of this question ID, we have this question name. Okay, instead of this change this ID to the name. Okay, so we have these things here, and simply export the question slice instead of this reducer. Now save this. Okay, now open the store.js, and here you guys have to simply update here user. So we have this question, and here we have this question reducer, reducer. Okay, so here you guys have to simply import the question reducer. So simply import the question reducer from features slash question slice. Okay, now save this. We have this thing, so we have this question and we have this question reducer here, just like this. Okay, so we have this, we have both of these things here. So here inside of this we have this store.js. okay, so next you guys, if you go to the deployed version here, you guys can see we have this answer button here. We will click on this. Now you guys can see we have this another pop-up here with the answers here. So for this we are going, we have to simply add this functionality here. So how we will do this? So let's go back to the okay, open this post.js. okay, so inside of this we have a button with the name of answer here. As you guys can see, we have this button here, and after that we will add a React model feature here. So we will add the same thing here. So first of all, you guys have to simply import the React model, import the model from React model. okay, so this is the same thing, and simply you guys can see we have this model here, and you guys have to simply create the state. So I'm going to simply grab this both the state and same thing from the navbar here. So here we have this navbar.js, and simply grab the model here, see everything here from the model here, and we'll simply update this model here. So simply grab this model, copy this, and put it inside of this post.js. so here here we will create an state for this. So we will simply create an state for the model. So we have this model open, and set model open. okay, so here initially it will be a boolean of false. okay, okay, initially it will be a boolean of false. okay, just like this. I'm going to simply import this use state from React here. So we have this use state here. okay, so now after that button here, answer button here, we will simply paste the model here. So simply paste, I will paste the model here. okay, so we have this model here. okay, so inside of this, now it's time to simply update the things here. okay, we have this model field. okay, you guys can see we have this model here. okay, so here we have this open model state here. so you guys can see we have this model open, not model open. simply updated this open model and set model open, set open model, just like this. So we have these things here. so we have updated these things here. so next we have this source for the user dot photo and all these things here. so you guys can see we have this question here instead of these things here. so we have this question, and we have the question that is asked by the user, or the whom the question is asked here. so you how we will do this. so instead of this avatar, so grab this avatar here, remove this first of all. okay, so here we will grab these things also from there, because we have the model here. okay, here simply grab everything here, remove the buttons. okay, so we have these things here. so I'm going to simply delete these things here. okay, next we have a model info here. inside of this, I think there is an error here. okay, we have this div. so what is the error exactly? JSX must have a parent element. okay, got it, fine. so here we have this model. so this is the exact way of creating the model here. you guys can see we have this model here, open, on request, close, and everything here. you guys can see we have this width, height, background color, z index, top left, and next we have this question here. so instead of this, we will simply grab here, put a question, hard coded a question here. okay, so we have this question here. we have this asked by username timestamp here. okay, next we have this on click functionality for the cancel button, and we have this add answer here. Okay, so we have these things, and okay, so I'm going to simply save this. Okay, next I'm going to simply click on this answer. So as you guys can see, there is nothing like a hover here, so I will add a cursor of pointer here. Okay, so now I'm going to simply click on this answer, because there is nothing happened here, because inside of this answer here, you guys can see we have this answer button. So let's go back at the top. We have this answer button. Now you guys have to simply add a on click functionality here. So for this on click, we will simply shut the state. So how we will do this? So simply set open model. So set the open model, or simply set the state, or simply updated the state to the true. Okay, now save this. Okay, when you click on this, you will see there will be a model pop up here. Okay, so I'm going to simply click on this answer button here, as you guys can see here. So click on this. Okay, nothing's shown here. Okay, let me figure it out first of all. Okay, inspect this if there is any error or something like that. Okay, so there is a 11 error. So what the error is: React model app element is not defined. Use model.set app element or the app element here. Okay, this is the error, or it is basically a warning here. So I'm going to simply set it here. Okay, so you guys have to simply set it here. So I'm going to simply set it first of all to avoid the warning first of all. So here we'll simply set here, we have this model.set app element, and we have a root element. So that's why we will simply pass a root just like this. Okay, so next after that the warning will be removed here. Okay, so let's go and find the exact error that we are getting here. Okay, so we have these things here. Okay, so I'm going to simply close this, refresh this one more time first of all, and refresh this. Okay, okay, now here we have this answer. Okay, so when I click on this, you guys can see here there is a pop-up opened here. So I'm going to simply cancel it. Now you guys can see here, click on this, cancel this. So we have this exact pop-up working here. Okay, now it's time to add a question, or simply style the bunch of things here. So you guys have to simply add the CSS stuff here. So I'm going to simply add the CSS. So for this we are going to simply import this thing. So we have this import statement here, and we'll simply import the CSS for the rest of things. So we have this CSS, or inside of this CSS we will have a navbar.css. So both of these things have the same styling, so that's why we are simply added a navbar.css for these things also. Now I'm going to simply refresh this here. Now we will see the model, or the pop-up will be a styled pop-up. Now you guys will see, okay, nothing is styled here. Okay, I think we have to simply add a CSS here. So let's add this thing. So let's go back to your post.css. Okay, so here we will add a styling of the CSS styling here. So I'm going to simply grab snippets of my CSS from the GitHub repo and simply paste the CSS here. I'm going to simply scroll it from the top and down so that you guys will simply code it down here. So we have this exact CSS for the model question here, h1 header, p tag here for the name, model answer here, and for the remaining two buttons here. Okay, so we have these things here. We have this text area here. Now I'm going to simply shape this. Okay, now you will see there will be a style here. Now this is the exact model that we are looking for here. You guys can see here we have this exact model here. Now it's time to simply answer the respective questions here. So how we will do this? So simply go back to app.js, and here we will add the answers for that respective questions here. So here you guys can see we have this model. So now we will use a dispatch functionality here. So here we have the how we will do the we use the dispatch here. So dispatch so simply the dispatch will do only it will simply dispatch the question ID or the question name, or after that we will use that question ID or the question name for rest of things here. So we will use a dispatch functionality here inside of this post.js. so here you guys can see here we have this post here. So inside of this we will add a on click, we will have this dispatch here. So inside of this we will set the question ID and we will set the question name here. So first of all I'm going to simply grab the question ID. So here you guys can see here we have these things here. So we will add a dispatch functionality for the question or the question and the question name here. So I think let me do the things first of all here. So here we have this return statement or inside of this post. Okay, so inside of this post we will add functionality of on click. So when we will have this on click, so when we will have this on click on this post here. So for the respective post we will have a different ID or the different name, question name for that post here. So we have this on click here. We will simply click create an arrow function, empty arrow function here, and we will have a dispatch here. So simply create an object for the dispatch. So simply dispatch, we have this dispatch here and it will use a use dispatch. So simply we have this use dispatch and simply import it from the React Redux. Okay, so we have this use dispatch here. Okay, so we have this dispatch here, and here inside of this dispatch we will simply set the question ID. So we have this question ID that we have already created in the question slice. So we have this question, we will simply set the question information. So we have this question information, import it from the question slice here. So inside of this question information we have two things. One is the question ID. So when first is the question ID, so we will simply set the question ID. For the question ID we have this ID. As you guys can see here, we have this ID here. Okay, so we have this ID. So for the question ID we have this ID, and for the question name we have the name exactly we have this question name. Okay, so we have this question ID and we have this question name. So for this question name we will simply pass is the question name here. So we have this question ID and we have this question name as a question here. Fine. So we will when user will click on any of the question, I'm going to simply close this. So when we will click on this answer, when we will click on this answer, so the ID for this question and the answer and the question name will simply dispatch when we click on this answer button, and then we will use this ID or these things inside of this model, as you guys can see here at the top here. So first of all here I'm going to simply set the question ID or the question name. So how we will do this? So simply set both of things here. So we have this question ID. So question ID. So here we'll use a use selector. So use selector imported from the React Redux. So use selector, inside of this use selector will simply select the question ID. So we will simply select the question ID here, just like this. So we have this question ID here. Fine. So next we will create or simply create a state for the answer here. So we have this answer, or simply set the answer just like this, answer answer. Okay, so we have these things here. So we'll simply set the state. Initially the answer will be null, so we'll simply use a state here, and here the answer will be an empty string here. Fine. Next, so we have these things here. Now it's time to simply add a question name, the question asked by the user, and the timestamp here. So add all these things here. So how we will do this? So here inside of this model, you guys can see here we have this question. So instead of this question we will simply pass the question name here. So simply pass the question. So we have this question just like this. Okay, instead of this asked by, here we have this username. So instead of this username we will simply render the display. How we will do this? So we will simply render a user. Okay, so we have this Quora user. Okay, so we have this Quora user dot display name. So if the user have this display name, then render this display name. So I'm going to simply grab this, copy this, and paste it down here. So render this display name, or simply render Quora user, simply render the email of that respective user. Fine. And here for the timestamp we will use or simply convert the timestamp to the locale string. So how we will do this? So simply remove this timestamp, and here we have this. So for this I will simply create a new date. So here inside of this we will simply pass the timestamp. So we have this timestamp here. Okay, so for this timestamp I will do simply convert it to date, and here we will convert it to the locale string. So that's why so that's why it will be changed to a date and the time string by a comma sign here. Now when we will save this, you will see the question will be updated, the username will be updated. Okay, so I'm going to simply click on this. Now you guys can see here we have this question name is updated here, we have the asked by here, and then now you guys can see here we have this timestamp here. So for the different questions, the questions will be updated and the rest of them will be updated because of the huge dispatch that the question that we have used here. So when we will click on this answer, now you guys will see the respective question will be dispatched from here. So I'm going to simply click on this. Now you guys can see here the different question is now showing here. So I'm going to simply cancel it also, and now it's time to simply test it for the last one here. So here you guys can see the question is updated and all the things here is updated. Now it's time to simply push the answer directly to the Firebase. So how we will do this? So now as you guys can see we have this add answer here. So for this add answer here you guys have to simply add a on click functionality. So when there will be an on click, we will simply call a function. So we'll simply call a function of handle answer. I'm going to simply make a function of handle answer, ANSWER, just like this. Okay, so we have this handle answer here. Okay, so we have this text area here, or the text area will have a value. So for the value, initially the value will be answers, ANSWER, answer, just like this, or on change. So for this on change, so on change here, so on change it will be called empty array, just like this. I'm going to simply pass an object, event object here. Okay, so on change we will simply set the answer. So set answer. So set the answer, simply pass e dot target dot value, just like this. So we have these things here. So we have this answer and the set answer, and we have these things here, respective things here. Okay, so next we have to simply set or simply handle the answer here. So how we will do this? Or simply give a text area of the required field, because we will not push our null answer here. So that's why we are added the required here. Now it's time to simply create a function for the handle click here. So handle answer here. So const handle answer, ANSWER. So handle answer, create an arrow function here, just like this. So simply pass an event and en object here, just like this. Or for all the browser enabled features, so simply prevent default, just like this. Okay, so for the handle answer here, so we'll simply pass here we will simply push the question, push the respective answer to the Firebase. So here if we have a question ID, so we'll simply pass the question ID for the respective question, or we'll simply push the answer to that question ID. So if we have this question ID, then db, okay, so db dot, so we have this db, okay, db imported from the Firebase, db dot collection. So inside of this collection we have this questions collections. So we have these questions, and inside of this question we have this doc, and here we have this question ID for the respective doc. Okay, so we have this question ID, and here we will simply create another collection with the name of answer for that collection. So we have this answer for that respective question, and we will simply push that answer to here. So we'll simply add answer here. So for the answer we have ANSWER, answer. Okay, so we have this answer and the user, so we will simply push the user also here. So we have this answer and we have this, so we'll simply push the user like a Quora user. Okay, so so Quora user is for the question that is it is for those who asked the question. So I'm going to simply create a user state here also. So I will simply create a user object here. So we'll use selector, import it from, so use selector and select user. So it will simply have the state of the information of the user here. So for this user we have this user, just like this. So we will simply push the question directly to the Firebase, just like this. So we have these things here. Okay, so we have these things here. Next, I will simply console out the, how we will do this. So here we have these things here. So we will simply console out, console out the ID here. So console.log, and we'll simply console out the question ID here. So question ID on question name. Okay, so we will simply console out the both of these things here. So we will have this question ID and the question name. So for the question name, you guys can see we have this question ID, and here we don't have this question name. So I'm going to simply create an object for the question name, and we'll use selector, and here select question name. Okay, import it from the question slice. Okay, so we have these things here. So we have this console out the both of these here, ID and the question name here. And next we will simply set the answer set the answer back to an empty string here, and we'll simply close the model. So how we will do this? So simply set is model set, simply set model, open model, or simply update the state to the false, back to the false. Okay, just like this. Now save this. Okay, now it's time to simply add answer to the question. So I'm going to simply grab this Coda and put it here, and now you guys will see here a real time data upload on the cloud here. So are you guys excited here? So I'm going to simply answer the first question. Which is the best programming language of 2021? I'm going to simply answer that question. So click on this answer. Now I'm going to simply answer that question here. So here we have these things here. I'm going to simply make it somehow bigger here, so you guys will see it clearly here. Okay, so I'm going to simply answer on this. So which is the best programming language in 2021? So I'm going to simply answer that question. So it all depends on you. Choose a language and explore it till the infinite possibilities of its capabilities. Okay, I'm going to simply hit the enter button, or simply click on this add answer. You will see the answer will be added here. So I will hit the answer. Okay, so now the answer is added. So you guys have to simply I'm going to simply open the console here. So you will see here, so we have this ID generated here. So this is the ID, and this is the question for that respective ID here. So both of thing is rendering on the console here. So here we have this ID. So go back to this respective ID. As you guys can see, this is the exact ID. So click on this ID. You will see here we have another collection with the answer here, and now when you will click on this answer, you will get another ID, and inside of this respective ID, it is the answer that you guys are looking for. So this is the answer, and the answer is added by a single click info and all these things here. So this is the really insane guys. We have all successfully pushed the question to the Firebase, successfully pushed the answer to the Firebase. Now it's time to simply render that answer on the screen when we will click on the respective questions here. So now we are done with these things here. So I'm going to simply grab this tab here, or I'm going to simply add another answer to show you the exact behind scene here. So I'm going to simply answer it one more time. So I'm going to simply answer this. So here for this answer, I'm going to simply give a best programming language. So for this I will simply give a Java script. Okay, so hit the enter button. Now you will see there will be an ID generated here. So you guys can say there is ID generated here, and with the answer of this ID is the JavaScript here. So I'm going to simply answer the here for the next. So for the next clone video, we are going to build a signal clone in React JS, Redux and Firebase. Now when I will add this answer here, you will see the answer will be, so first of all I'm going to simply show you the console, exact console of the screen. As you guys can see, this is the console and this is the respective ID, and this is the question here. So tell me guys, any idea for the next clone videos? Next we will create a signal clone. So here you guys can see here we have this ID, so I'm going to simply grab, and now you guys can see here we have this ID and we have added the answer for that respective ID. So this is the exact answer that we have pushed here. So here we have this for the next clone video, we are going to build a signal clone in the React, Redux and the Firebase, as you guys can see here. So this is the answer, and this is all the information of the user that you guys can see here on the screen here. So we have these questions, and one of the question that is remaining here, so I'm going to simply grab this question. So how do we contact with the Code with Aki? So simply answer that here. So you can simply follow me on Instagram, and the user ID is Code with Aki. This is the user ID of my Instagram. So you guys can simply follow me there on the Instagram also. So I'm going to simply add the answer of that. So here I'm going to simply hit the enter button. So the answer is added here. Now it's time to simply render all these answers here. So here you guys can simply we have this answer here, and there you guys can see the answer is here. So you can simply follow me on the Instagram, and we have this ID Code with Aki. So now I'm going to simply grab this tab and put it back inside of there. Okay, so now it's time to simply render all the answers on the screen. So how we will do this? So simply I'm going to simply create an state for this also. So simply I'm going to simply create the state get answer set get answer ANSWER. Okay, now set simply use state, and we have a bunch of answers. So for that it will be an empty array. Okay, so just like this. So we have this get answer and the set get answer here. Okay, so for this answer we will simply use a use effect hook here. So we have this use effect, and inside of this we will simply import the use effect first of all. So simply import the use effect. So use effect here, import the use effect first of all from the React here. Okay, so inside of this use effect we have here, so here we have if we have this question ID. Okay, just like this. So if we have this question ID, so then next here, so db dot collection, and inside of this collection we have these questions. So we have these questions, and inside of this question we have doc, and inside of this doc we have this question ID. So we will render the respective questions, answer for the respective questions. Okay, so here we will use an order by. Okay, we have a collection, and inside of this collection we have a answer collection. So we have this ANSWER answer dot, and here we will use on snapshot functionality here. So here we will simply use an order by. So for it will simply sort all the answers by the timestamp here in a descending order, means the latest will be always on the top. So timestamp, and here we will add a descending. Okay, so we have this order by here. Now next we will simply use an on snapshot functionality. So on snapshot, simply create an object of snapshot sort. Okay, create an arrow function here. So simply set get answer, and here we will pass a snapshot dot docs dot, and here we will use a map functionality. So we'll simply use a map, and here we have a doc, and here after that doc we will have an id generated here. So here we have this doc here. Okay, so we will have this doc, and here we will have an id for that respective answer. So we will have this id. So we have this doc dot id, just like this. Okay, next I think, okay, now fine, next we have this answers. So answers here. So for this answer we have this doc dot data. Fine. Okay, put commas here and parenthesis more, one more parenthesis here. So we have this id and we have this answer. So doc dot answers here. Now it's time to simply render the answers on the screen. So how do we render the answers here? So for rendering the answer we will use we will create a p tag for the answers just after the question here. So here let's go back at the bottom here, at the bottom. So we have this post answer here, and we have this p tag for the answer. So simply how we will do this? So simply I'm going to simply add answer here. So we have this get answers, and we will, so we have this get set answers, and we will use a map function. Okay, get set answers, I think same put. Okay, so we have this get answer, not get set answers. So set get answers. So we have this set get answer dot map. So we will use a map functionality here. So we set up this map, we have id and we have answers. Fine. So we have this id and we have this answers. Okay, just like this. I will simply create an arrow function here, and here we will simply grab this p tag and put it inside of this. Okay, so inside of this p tag we will simply render id. So we have, okay, just like this. So we will have a key for this id for the answers here, and okay, so we will simply add an inline styling here in the JSX base. So simply here we will simply pass the position of the relative. So that's why we will use user state here. So we have this position of relative, so that we can easily use a position of absolute for the user here. So we have this position relative of position of relative, and we will simply give a padding bottom of 5 pixel. So padding bottom of 5 pixel. Fine. Next we have an id here. So you guys can see in the deployed version, I'm going to simply cancel it out. So you guys can see here we have these questions here. Fine. So for the question, for the respective question, as you guys can see here, we have this question is here. So when we click on this question, the answer will be rendered for that respective question. So when I click on this, now you guys can see this is the answer for that respective question, and the answer is added by the user with the name, the timestamp for that respective user also here. So this is the exact thing that we are going to implement here. When we will click on this, you will see the answer for that respective question. So I'm going to simply add a if statement, or we will simply add a check statement here. So how we will do this? So there will be a conditional rendering here. So pay attention here. I'm going to simply do the same way here. So inside of this p tag, we have if the id means the question id is equal to the answers question id. So if the question id is equal to the answers question id, because we have not passed or simply added the answer question id here, so I think there will be an error that the things that we have done here. So we guys have to simply push the question id here also. So that's why here we have this id. So we have this question id, we have to simply pass the question id with that respective answers also to get the answers directly from there. Okay, so you guys have to simply add the answer question ID also also there. Okay, so we have done something wrong here, or we have simply forgotten about that thing here. I will simply add a timestamp also. As you guys can see, we have this timestamp also, as you guys can see here. So we have this timestamp. So for this timestamp, we will simply use a Firebase. So first of all, you guys have to simply import the Firebase here. So simply import the things here. So simply import the Firebase from the actual Firebase that you have installed the dependency for the respective Firebase. So we have this Firebase. Okay, so inside of this, let me do, okay, so we have this Firebase. So firebase.firestore dot field value, field path, not field value. We have this dot server timestamp, and it will add the timestamp of the answers here for the respective user, the answers that is given by the respective user. Okay, instead of this, we have this okay, we have this colon here. So we have these things here. So I'm going to simply do this things here. So here at the bottom of this, so here we have this ID. So we have this if the ID is equal to the answers dot question ID. Okay, so if the ID is equal to the answers dot question ID, then we will render the respective answer for that respective questions. Okay, so if the question ID is equal to the answers ID, just like this, so we will do the conditional rendering here. So we will simply create a span tag here. So we have this span, span span, and here inside of this span we will simply render given a position. We will simply render the, first of all, we will simply render the answer. So we have this answer dot answers. Okay, so we have this answers dot answer. Okay, you guys can see here we have this inside of this answer. Okay, so we have this answer, and inside of this answer we have this answers. So we have this answers dot answer here. Fine. Next, if this if doesn't happen here, so I'm going to simply break this statement here. So simply I will use a break element here, and here we will create an span, another span here, and we will add the respective username and the timestamp for that answer here. So we will use a span here also. Okay, so we inside of this span here we will add an styling here. Okay, so how we will do this? So we will simply add an inline styling for the span, respective span here. So inside of this, okay, it is rendering here. After that span, we will add a span of here. So simply add a styling for the span. Okay, we'll use a JSX way of styling. So style, we will use a position of relative. So position of relative here. Okay, so we have this position of absolute for that field. So we will simply give a position of absolute. Okay, and now we will use our color. So simply give a color of gray. So simply use the color of gray, and font size. Okay, put a comma right there, here also, and here we will simply give the font size of a small. So font size of a small, this is for the timestamp. For that we are using this font size of a small. Simply give the display of flex. So simply give the display of flex. So we are using the inline styling here. I will simply give the right of 0 so that it will be fixed to the right part of the for that respective div. So inside of this span, I am going to simply create another span here for the answer for the timestamp here. So we have another span inside of this span. We have this span, or here we will use inline styling for that span also. So for this I will simply give the style. So for this style we are going to simply give the color. So for this color we will give simply give the color of the nice color of the Quora. So here for this color assign it inside of this. So for this color we have this I'm going to simply give the color of the Quora for B9 2B 27. So this is the color. Okay, next we have this answers here. So how we'll render the answer here? So here we have this answers dot user. Okay, so inside of this you guys can see we have this user and we have this display name here. So answer dot user dot display name. Okay, so if the user have the display name, then render the display name or the email of that respective user. So simply paste it here, and if the user have these things here. Okay, so if the user don't have the if the user doesn't have this display name, simply we will simply render the email for that respective user. So simply add a email here. Okay, and next we will add the answer on. So how we'll do this? So simply, so answer is added by user here, and after this we will add an timestamp here. So simply wrap it inside a new date and simply change the timestamp here so that it will be in a local string, so that it can be easily understandable, or it can be easily readable as. So we have this answers dot timestamp, and for this timestamp we will simply change it to date, and we will simply add a function of to change it to the local string to local string. So this is the function here. Fine, so we are done with this. Okay, so for the as we are using the conditional rendering here, so we have to fix these things here also. So here next we have this p tag here. Okay, so we have this p tag. Okay, so you guys have to simply add a semicolon also. So we have this thing. Okay, so where is the another parenthesis? Okay, so there is the parenthesis. So grab this, delete this, and simply put it here after this respective span. After that after this respective span here. Okay, so we have this span here. So we have this span. After this span, I'm going to simply push this and add a semicolon here, and here we'll add an empty array. Okay, just like this. So this is the exact coding of these things here. Okay, so I'm going to simply shape this, and now I will show you the deployed version here. Okay, so now when you will click on these things, because we don't have don't have the respective ID or the set the question ID there, so that's why it is not rendering here. So I'm going to simply add another question. I will going to simply show you the exact answer for this. So for this I'm going to simply show you the exact question. So we have this, which is the best programming language of 2021. Okay, sorry, I think we have cancel this. Okay, so here we have this question here. So I'm going to simply grab the URL of that image here. So copy the image address, paste it here. Now add the question. So we have this question here. Okay, so we have added the same question here. Now it's time to simply answer that question. So I'm going to simply answer that question. JavaScript. So Java script JavaScript, and now add the answer here. Okay, so answer is added here. When I click on this, you will see the answer will be shown here. Okay, so click on this. Okay, so I think there is a class with the ID. So it is it does not recognize with that with the respective ID. So I'm going to simply here you guys can see we have the ID here. So there is a name collision here. So I'm going to simply make it a capital of ID. So I'm going to simply update this from inside of this feed.js also. So update the ID. So I'm going to simply update these things first of all. So update this. So we have this ID. Okay, now save this feed.js, go back to your post.js, and we have this ID or capital of I. Okay, so we have this ID here. So now inside at the bottom, okay, at the bottom here inside of this answer. So instead of this small I, now we have this ID here. Okay, there is an error here. So here the question ID, so update the question ID also here. So we have this capital of question ID. Now save this, okay. Now refresh this, you will see the answer for that respective question will be rendered on the screen. So I'm going to simply click on that question and you will see the answer will be rendered on the screen. So when I click on this, so click on this, now you guys can see we have the answer there for the JavaScript. Okay, so we have these things here. So I'm going to simply add another question here. So I'm going to simply add a question. You guys can see we have another question that tell me guys any idea for the next clone video. So I'm going to simply add the same question. So tell me guys idea, any idea for the next clone video. Hit the question button here. Okay, I'm going to simply grab the URL of this image address here. So simply paste it here. Now add the question, go at the top up here. Okay, now I'm going to simply add the answer for that question. So simply here I'm going to simply add the answer here. We have this signal clone is the my next clone video. Okay, when I click on this add answer, you will see the answer is added on the screen here for that respective user, for that respective answer. When you click on this, so you will see the answer for this question here. So when I click on this, there will be answer here, which is the best programming language of the 2021. Okay, here you guys can see here we have this answer for that respective question here. So this is the exact thing that we are going to build here. So that's it in this build. Okay, so for the next build we are guys going to build the signal clone. So for the signal clone, you guys can see here we have the user, we have this user here. So when I click on this, okay, you will see here. So you will see here the user ID, ID and the timestamp also is rendering on the screen, but the CSS or the styling is not fixed, so that's why it is not showing. You guys can simply add these things here. Okay, so we have these things here. So you guys can see here we have this user ID or the timestamp also. So next for the next video we are going to build a signal clone. So for that you guys, if you like this tutorial, smash the like button or comment down of your any queries or any doubts regarding this build. I will answer each and every comment and give you a heart for each and every comment here. And next you guys can simply simply add your questions or add simply ask me for the next build, or you guys can suggest me another clone video or the another project that I will simply go and simply throw that project here. So for in front of you guys. So today for in this build, that's it for from this build. I am taking the leave right now here, and now we will meet in the next clone video of the signal clone. So till then subscribe this YouTube channel or hit the bell icon, so to get the to get all the updates from this channel. Or you guys can simply follow me on the Instagram. So here from where we are going to simply post all the updates regarding this channel. So you guys can simply ask your doubts or queries on my Telegram channel. Okay, so that's it in this build. We will meet in the next videos or the our upcoming signal clone videos. So till then, do coding, build projects. Okay, so that's it for this build.